Let's head back to the voicemail of Truth and Reason.
About the offensive line, bring DeJuan Jones back inside where he belongs at guard. He can be a road grader. He doesn't have to be as agile. And Whitefleur should come back at center with Zinter backing him up and also backing up one of the guard spots, and bring in a solid left tackle in free agency and draft a really good right tackle, and then figure out the guard with Jenkins and with good O-line coaching. They'll be better. Get rid of Postage. Petunia has to retire. Teller has to be gone. And Conklin has to be gone. They're just dead weight at this point in their careers. Anyways, that's just my 10 cents worth, and let's go Browns.
As always, appreciate all the voicemails. Jones has never really played guard. He's always been a tackle. Problem is he can't stay healthy. If you can't stay healthy, you can't count on a guy. He hasn't finished an NFL season. I would look to the one thing we keep hearing about Todd Monken is he builds relationships. So Linderbaum makes sense. Anybody that's a free agent that he has coached makes sense. Especially look at the Ravens because you have basically their offensive coaching staff here.
Yeah, I think the offensive line is an important thing, but in the end, you spend a lot of money on tackles. Everything else, you can develop a third, fourth round guard and center. Doesn't mean you always want to do that, but you can develop those players. If you have a good offensive line coach, the Browns need to spend their money. And again, if they believe DeJuan Jones can return from another devastating injury, he's far too tall and unable to kind of get the leverage needed to play inside. That's just not possible given his size. So if he's able to come back, again, you may not be able to rely on him, but it's hard to, again, put in all 4 or 5 starting offensive linemen in one offseason. It's just hard to afford all of that, despite all of the Browns' extra picks. So I think you're going to see some investment there. How much, especially on the interior, will really depend on the value of the player, because in the end, if you don't have some wide receivers, a quarterback, whatever, it's not really, it doesn't really matter. We've seen that. We've seen Joe Thomas, Alex Mack, Mitchell Schwartz with John Greco and Eric Steinbach, and that team couldn't win either, right? You need a little bit of everything. So investing all of your resources, a lot of resources on the line this year seems unrealistic. 1, 2, maybe a third might make sense, but generally you're going to see 1 or 2, and then you're going to see late day 2, early day 3, a few more picks on that part of the offense.